What's your relationship with planes these days?
Earplugs, a gummy.
We're in too many of them.
Yeah, we're in way too many airplanes.
Yeah.
But we're okay. We're okay.
You had a really interesting incident. You almost died. I mean, that's the truth,
literally,
right?
Literally.
Yeah, full on crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, wheels.
And you know what the crazy
wheels
thing?
broke off.
You know what the crazy thing about that is? Okay, well, we should continue this story. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm interrupting.
Okay,
Okay.
no, good.
Okay, so we literally get in a plane crash, and in Sicily, and I'm like, holy fucking Leonard Skinner, man, this is bullshit. And but we had time to circle around to burn the fuel off, right? Because the less fuel, the less explosion, whatever. So and I'm like, so we had time to think about how we were going to die.
Damn.
Because this guy's going around and around. And so I'm like, okay, it's not the impact, it's the fire that kills you. So I'm taking like a leather jacket over my head and like, okay, get all this foam away from you. So then this plane hit the ground, boom, and the luggage compartments fell down.
Slides came out.
And it it slid right off the runway, and the engine is smoking, and
Hit
the
a bunch of
thing's
trees.
broken. The
Yeah.
wheels are blown out on the thing.
Oh my God.
It was nuts.
But-
I'm like,
but-
I'm booking a boat home.
But
Like,
here's guys in a rock band, right? We're like, is everybody all right? Head count, good. All right, call our publicist.
call a publisher.
Like right now.
Now, and I was the most popular. I was the most popular guy on that flight because we had spent the night at an Air Force base in Germany called Rammstein. Huge Air Force base, and they put us in these rooms where like the president stays and like the general stays, and they had porno on the TV. It was awesome, and you also had your own butler.
What?
You also had your own butler, right? And this mini
We
bar.
need to get Doge on this, man.
This mini bar was spectacular. It was the best mini bar I ever saw in my life. It had so much booze in it. So, and this German woman who was the butler for the room comes in. She says, "If you need anything else, you call me. I will bring it back to you." I go, "Thank you very much." She closes the door. I opened up my backpack, literally emptied every bottle of booze out of the mini bar and called her. I said, "The mini bar is empty." She goes, "You just checked in." And I go, "Yes, but the mini bar is empty." And she came back and they refilled it and I emptied it again into the backpack.
Wait, so you end up at an Air Force base?
Well, yeah,
It was a military tour
military
that we were
tour.
on. Yeah.
Oh,
we were doing like a USO type.
And that was the
thing.
second air incident we had on that trip as well. We were in a smaller plane flying from like over the ocean to Bosnia.
Oh my God.
And the door popped open. And yeah, in the middle of the flight. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what
What
happened.
page are you on?
We hear this insane whistling.
Whee!
Right. So apparently, some very smart person from Boeing said, "Hey, what do you do if the seal on the door breaks?" "Oh, well, let's make it so it whistles really loud." Okay, great. So it's whistling like crazy. We're freaking terrified.
3 hours.
Right. So this
3
guy,
hours either way to land.
So this guy goes in the back of the plane and takes a bunch of rags and soaks them in water and rolls them up and puts them up against the seal, and they freeze. The rags froze the door shut on the airplane.
And then we flew for another 3
And then we
hours.
flew back.
Wait, he's smart.
He's very smart.
Yeah.
And he was in the military. He was in the Navy, I believe.
Yeah.
And he surfed in. Like he stood while the plane was landing until it landed. He stood for the landing and surfed it in. Brilliant guy.
That was a crazy trip, man. We
That was
played
a
on
crazy trip.
aircraft carriers. We played in bunkers in Bahrain.
We played like in an underground bunker that was
Yeah.
surrounded by these massive bales of sand and concrete.
Yeah.
Like we were down in it. And these soldiers, they were going fucking nuts.
man.
They were
having
having
a great
so
time.
much fun. We got to, we're from Buffalo. We got to go on an aircraft carrier and make chicken wings,
Yeah.
in this insane kitchen on an aircraft carrier. I got to make chicken wings for like a kid from Buffalo who was on that ship. It was just the weirdest
Man,
thing.
They were so young. It's crazy. It was like
They were very
It was
young.
like so young. Like
And
we
we
were
were young.
we were young at the time, and like we were on this boat, and it just felt like they were just all kids, man.
They were
It's
kids.
wild.
They were all
yeah.
kids.
But dude, like, what a special thing to bring to people who really make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
And
Well, that sacrifice. That
should never be under like. It is the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, you know, yeah, don't fuck with the military. just do the right thing.
No.
Anyway, you know, but it was interesting. And then so when we got in that plane crash, I'm like, I'm never getting on an airplane again. And then, so we proceeded to drink all the liquor in the bag,
Okay.
and I'm passing out bottles of liquor to everybody because we're all losing our
Scared.
minds. And I also had a bottle of some form of benzodiazepine, and so I was passing out little pills and everything. Then we went to the hotel. We got them to open up the bar.
Made the promoter pay for it.
Made the promoter pay for it, and then we proceeded to drink as much whiskey as we possibly could because we had to get on another airplane
Yeah, to fly home.
at like 6 a.m. And I'm like, I have to be obliterated to get on an airplane. So I get on the airplane, I get obliterated. I'm like, I'm never.
That helped.
And a couple of days after we got home, I was just like, there's no way. And I started to feel that panic set in, where like, you know, I'm terrified of this shit and I'm never doing it again. And I'm like, you have to fly for your job. You have to fly for your job. Okay. So this is the way I have a lot of anxiety, you know? It's just the way I am, and I'm an anxious person. I have anxiety, I whatever, all kinds of shit. So,
Artists are, by the way, anxious.
well, yeah, we're fucking nuts.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
You know, and I'm
this
like,
without it.
there's days where I'm just like, can it just be fucking normal for 5 minutes? You know,
No.
no, it ain't gonna happen. It's not me. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah, you know, yeah, we got heart disease and diabetes and mental illness in the family. Fucking jackpot. You know? So anyway, turning a liability into an asset. I condition myself to overcome my fear. Like what I'm afraid of, I will do.
You'll face.
I will do it 1,000 times in a row.
Is that
to,
why you
to
skydive?
desensitize myself, right? Because in my opinion, that's the only thing that's worked for me. Because I've had, and Robby has known me for 40 years, so it's like he understands the deeper sort of anxieties that I have and sort of OCD-isms and like weirdness. And I went out to California and I was there. I went out to Paris Valley.
Crazy.
I went skydiving.
You're nuts.
I'm like, strap yourself to throw me out of this fucking airplane. Just keep going, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing
How
it.
many times you do it?
I did it 4 times, and then a dust devil blew in, and then I was just like, oh fuck this shit, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, so but I desensitized myself enough to get back on an airplane, and we were lucky enough when we finally got back on an airplane, like a couple days later, the pilot and the crew let us ride in the jump seat.
Oh, that's cool.
And they showed us everything that was going on. They were explaining how it's very safe and all this kind of thing. So, you know, again, we were supported and these guys helped us. And but it was like I can't, you know, like I swim like a rock, you know, so I go in the deep end of the swimming pool and sink myself and just hang out by the wall as long as I can until I'm like so anxious I can't take it, and then I pop myself back up. That's what I did. And then eventually I learned how to swim. But it wasn't until my mid-20s. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
It's fucked up.
But it worked.
But it works. It works. I think that, but protecting yourself from the things that you're afraid of, obviously there are certain things you should be afraid of, like fentanyl and things like that. But, you know, getting in an airplane, no, you have to.
No, you can't let that run your life.
Right. But I think a lot of people, I think in society now it's become more acceptable to just, yes, this is my fear, don't touch it.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you. Beat that fear.
Yeah, fears are not a part
Beat
of
that
you.
fucking fear into the ground and go on and have a better life, you know?